Salute, salute, salute. Peace and power, peace and power, peace and power, peace and power to the people that struggle. Salute, salute, salute. Salute, peace and power, what it do. I thank the universal truth and the absolute laws of nature for guiding me, protecting me, and giving me the strength to endure the imperfect. I shall attack with vigor, making progressive moves. A divine mind knows, a divine mind shows. All things work in divine order. All things work in divine order. All things work in divine order. Peace and power to the people that struggle. As you come on in, know that this is a safe space. Know that this is a space for learning and getting learned up. Know that this is a space for educating and being educated. Know that this is a space for conversation, comments and concerns, questions and answers. This is a space of dialogue, of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. This is a space of intelligence and integrity. This is your space, a space of love, a space of justice, love, hella right, a space of queens, queen comrades, and militant men. A space where we are working on a united path towards what? True liberation. As my classroom assistants come on in, please keep all contact information in the chat for the duration and throughout the class. Please keep all funding information. Hashtags, green screens, apps with cash pals that pay, unions that are Western, grams with money, red cups, blue cups, tea cups, coffee cups, man, squeegee man cups. Yeah. The pastor's chalice, the pastor's cups, the squeegee man pockets, the pastor's pockets. Yeah, Rav, give it up. You understand? Listen, it's a war going on outside. Yeah. Ain't that right? Ain't that right? Syria, ain't that right? Iran, ain't that right? T-47, it's a war going on outside. Fund the war effort. If you or anybody you know is in need of anger management, please book an assessment. Don't wait until it's too late. Don't wait until it's too late. Okay? Get yourself an anger management strategy. Don't wait until you're cuffed up on somebody's gutter. Yeah, don't wait until you on the hot hood of a patrol car. Don't wait until you get a pink slip from HR. Don't wait. Until some of them young folks is all up on your head because you done said something slick out of anger. You understand? Get yourself an assessment. Get it together. If you or anybody you know is in need of a domestic violence intervention, book an assessment. Okay, stop sending each other outside with stakes on your eye, busted lips, blood trickles in the nose and eye jammies and speed knots and elbows in the sling. Yeah, take your hands and put them to the side. Stop embarrassing the family and the kids and stuff. Get yourselves together, okay? If you or anybody you know is in need of an intimate relationship abuse, consultation and counseling, book an assessment. Okay, learn the warning signs and behaviors that should alarm you. Characters and characteristics that should heighten your awareness level. Listen, past traumas, people, toxic environments, events, situations that should have your alertness levels on 1,000. Remember, with this information, the life that you save could be your own. What it do? Man, it's Shrimp Saturday. We done missed Fish Friday. Yeah. For those of you who are in class on a regular, no, I just got up off of the highway. Getting up off of the highway back to Brooklyn, had to run to a funeral. Though it was only down a block, man, it's still when you're coming up off the highway and having to, you know, be the person to lean on. You understand? I know it seems like I'm always in one of those spaces and sending condolences and healing strength to a family, but I mean, man, I've been so loved on and in the mix of so many people during this journey that, man, I do. I'm in uh, close acquaintance with so many. So my god sister, Bridget Green, right, and Lisa Green and Yvette Green, right. Their mother transitioned last week, and I am gracious and grateful enough to have been blessed to know her and know the family well. So, you know, man, when it happens and when you're called, you show up. You show up. Not only is it my god sister, but it's also uh, a family that I was raised with, came up with. So we're gonna miss mom. Um, so now, as you can see, we are back here. We're in class. We're in Brooklyn. Got the New York back on me. You know, you can always see that energy. You dig? You can always see that energy when I'm back. Okay? And we have a very interesting class tonight. As you can see, West Coast, I know the West Coast is loving it, right? They still up and, you know, bright-eyed. Us here on the East Coast, you dig? We do what we do. Okay, we do what we do. William Extra, much appreciation for the Shrimp Saturday. Caught that, yeah, definitely. So, we have some people to tag. Somebody tagged Diesel Diddy. I told y'all. I told y'all. We on the countdown. Nobody else put that in the air. I've been saying it from the rip. Countdown to Diesel Diddy. I don't come to class and talk out the side of my ass. Okay? Diesel Diddy. Somebody tag him. Somebody tag the judge or the judges in the Jam Master J trial, appellate courts. Tag them. Tell them to bring their ass to class. Yeah. Man, somebody tag the Bronx, the BX. Somebody tag hip hop. Okay? As y'all all know, hip hop legend, founder, DJ Africa Bambaataa passed. Very, very interesting discussion in class. So tag the BX. Yeah, and a few of the members up there, you tag them. Man. Yeah. Tag the family of Blondie. Yeah, Miss Gwendolyn Blondie Chisolm. Another hip hop pioneer that went back to the essence, but has been overlooked and overshadowed by all the rest of the news. And while you're here, tag your classmates. Tell them it's Strip Saturday and we up here in late night. So tag them, tell them to put their little tweeds down. I know it's late and this is the smoking hour for a lot of y'all. Put them tweeds down. I know it's the drinking hour for a lot of y'all that don't pay attention when I'm talking in class and telling you put that bottle down. Put the bottle down. God diggity dog. And now let's see who's up in here. Let's see who's up in here, goddamn it. Who's here for Shrimp Saturday late night? Who in class tonight? We're gonna find out. We're gonna see who's really here. Ooh, OG Kick And first in class, we see you. This isn't the best of shirts, neither. Who else is that? Who's that? Dust Row? Wait a minute. There y'all go. There y'all go. There y'all go already. Who that? Yeah, Dust Row. What's up? In Philly. 215. What up, CA? Back up in the spotty spot. Welcome back. I'm glad to be here. 1, 2, 3. Y'all shiny for me. Mark Milliner, what's going on? Ooh, Shy City. What's up? We see you in the spot. Charles, what up? Marguerite McDonald Music. Dre, what up? We see you. I just heard one of my peoples is in Charlotte. Moved to Charlotte. Yeah. What's going on? Philip Boom. We see you. Hollow Davis, what's going on? We see you, Angel. What up? Lovely lady. God diggity dog. Are you here? Heck no. What up? Who that? Ken Williams, what's going on? Hey, Ghost, what up? Indigenous warrior. Peace, comrade. What's good? What's good? Who that? Who is that? Huh? Who that? Cool KK in the building. What up? Frankie Fierce on the men. What's going on, East New York? Got your leg up in the booty, boot, boot. You out on injured reserve? Get up. I'm trying to act like Tatum. Get your ass up. What up? What up, baddie? What's going on with you? What's going on? We see classroom assistant baddie in the building. What up? Neville Chung, what's going on? We see you. The Haven Enterprises. What's going on? We see you out there, out west. What up? Huh? Who that? Authentic. What's going on? Who that? Philly? You in the building, Philly? What up? What up? I know you chefing it up. Yeah, we... John Tate, what's going on? LA in the building. Mr. Strictly Game. The brand. Yeah, we see you. Who that? Who's that? Huh? Who that? Neve Park? What up? Philly D for the late night too. You just can't shake Philly. Ooh, Philly be in here. You can't shake Philly. Hold on, where y'all going? Where y'all going? Charles, what up? Yeah. What's going on? Merklo, what up? We see you. Huh? Who that? Fred, what up? What up? We see you. Huh? Who that? Sean Jenkins, what up? Yeah. Good morning. What's going on? What? Molly Mall on the mix. Man, listen. All right. How much? DM me. Inbox me. Email me. That's how much. Geechee. What up, Geechee? We see you. Who that? Intellectual Soap. What up? Yeah, Shrimp Saturday, no doubt, William Extra. We got that much appreciation. Who that? Who takes care of the caretaker? Y'all do. Y'all do. That's it. That's who take care. You dig? TC, what up? Remy. Brownsville. Remy. 55. 55. Coming up here getting 55 after midnight. What up? What up, Detroit? What up, Kilo? What's going on? Come down. What up? We see you. Yeah. Yeah, I'm probably 80. Yeah. Yup. But your grandmammy in the back, she like 80-year-olds. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. We gonna treat her real nice too. Yeah. What up? What up? Who that? Yeah. Now flowers is always on point. We know what's going on. Yeah. Who that? Who that? We see you. Y'all coming in deep. Who that? Jean in the building. Jean. Helliane. Came you. What's up? We see you. Huh? Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, what's going on? Thank Aaron. Thank you, Aaron. What's going on? What is this? We got a whole bunch of man, listen. We got a whole bunch of new folks up in here. What's going on? Hmm? We got a whole bunch of new folks. Classroom assistants. Who that? April, what up? Okay, I see you, DC, in there. Mr. Warbucks, what up? We see you, T-Mac, what up? You made it? Molly, what up? We see you. Okay, there go my peoples. Whole lot of other stuff up in here. Yeah, we gonna figure it out. It could be good riddance. Maybe not. Okay, so since we going there first, let's get that out of the way. Sharon Jackson, what up? Let's get that out of the way. Okay? Because this seems to be the hot topic. Hold on, man. I gotta see. I got the sweater on, so I gotta do the Mr. Rogers shit because, like I said, I just came from a funeral, so oh man, my feet a little hurt, right? Gotta do the Mr. Rogers shit. You know, he used to take off the shoes and put on his little sneakers. So I'm doing the reverse. I'm taking off the sneakers and gonna have my feet. Yeah. I gotta take it out. Just like you. Okay. It's so wonderful to have a friend just like you. Uh, 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 uh. Yeah. You so. Let's make the most of this beautiful night. Yeah. Hope the trolls. Yeah, you have fun. Yeah. Would you be my neighbor? Yeah. Yeah, let's get right to it. As you all have already heard the news and seen social media and read everything, we know that hip hop pioneer, founder, Zulu Nation, the universal Zulu Nation founder, leader, DJ Africa Bambaataa has passed away. Um, I heard it. Didn't know how to really absorb the impact of it. Knew I had to make a statement on it. Why? Because I am the hip hop anger management specialist. I am a child of what we know as hip hop. Okay? Yeah. In its inception, I am from that energy. Okay? I was born in that energy. Excuse me. There's absolutely no doubt in my mind that I would not be the individual that I am without hip hop. Would not be that individual. I'm going to always sit in that space. And I'm going to always express that. I always sit here and express that hip hop cannot die. It will not die. It is an energy that we brought forth, that we manifest, because it is an intelligence, it is an energy, it is a vibration, it is our being. You dig what I'm saying? That's exactly who we are, whether many choose to acknowledge it or not. Now, some people's lack of acknowledgement of them in hip hop is also a default because many of those same individuals are not able to articulate themselves as beings. This is why they are considered sleepwalking, unconscious, because they do not know how to recognize that within themselves and in their world, right? When you are of a specific intelligence and you are educated and literate, right? And I'm going into my Paulo Freire here. You understand? When you are not literate about who you are as a being and in your relationship to tangible spaces that us as beings create, you'll never understand it. You won't until you are forced to, until you have to confront who you are and how we move, utilizing science and math, utilizing flesh, utilizing our thought. You understand? Most people are not going to get it. Utilizing that spiritual energy. You're just not going to get it. So you're going to be dismissive of hip hop. You're going to be dismissive of the imagery of it. So I was definitely in a space where I was like, hold on, man. You know what I'm saying? How do I approach this after all of the chatter? See, I heard the chatter no matter how much I tried to turn it off and turn it down. And because I was tearing up I-95, it made it a little easier to block some of it out. But of course, you got rest stops and stopping for gas. People are DMing me. I'm hitting it. I'm like, damn, how am I going to approach this? I'm not going to be able to ignore it. I'm going to have to speak on it because this is where I sat. So I had to approach it after listening and watching other people's commentary on it. But as far as I'm concerned, when it comes to me, I know that when I was first exposed, when I first was able to touch what the universe put in place as far as a conscious acknowledgement of hip hop, it was through the mixtapes. I'm not in the Bronx. My first park jams were from DJ Bobo, Grandmaster Flowers, right? These are what I had access to, the almighty supreme team, right? So you got Brownsville, you have East New York, going out to Brookline and seeing Stetsasonic before anyone knew what a Stetsasonic was. They jams in 260 Park or in the court, in the back court, on the back of Glenwood Road. Like that was my first. So I'm not in and I got to give it up to Black Dot and his son and Urban X because when I listened to his commentary on it, and I haven't read his book yet, but the eloquence and the preciseness in how he articulated what the culture, what hip hop has done, what he used to break down the DNA of it. And I already had a class in it where I broke down the DNA, right, of hip hop from the musical space. And we're going to get into that too. But Dot broke it down from the culture in its entirety and how he is in a space with it and how he's going to always connect. Like I always tell y'all, skip the artist as an individual and just deal with the art. So if we're dealing with the culture from the spiritual aspect, if we're dealing with the culture from the artistic, from the soul aspect, we can then push the individual, the human, the individual to the side. Like I tell y'all, I'm just a universal being of truth. I'm a vessel. This is where my intelligence allows me to educate, right? So you have to move individuals out of the way. So for me, in the jams of Brooklyn, and then my OGs and the older guards who were going to Harlem World and bringing back Cold Crush mixtapes and exposing me to it. By the time we get to Video Music Box on a regular basis, we had already had a glimpse of Bambaataa and the Soul Sonic Fours. We in the Zulu Nation. Now, my introduction to who the Zulu Nation were was, I don't know if any of y'all from New York City in my age group can remember, but if you were studying the degrees, if you were, as I was, a youngin, a baby god, right, in having a parent who was a member of the nation of gods and earth from the five percenters, there was little skirmishes and beefs with Zulu Nation. I don't know if y'all remember that, because Zulu Nation was quoting degrees. To my understanding, this is what it was. They were quoting degrees, and people were tight with that, right? So that's what my young ears was hearing. Like, I was like, well, what is Zulu Nation? What is that? What is that? Right? As a young person, still not being able to venture to the Bronx and nah, I was youngin'. But the imagery, by the time I saw Planet Rock, oh man, that whole, that was so impactful. Now we of course we heard hip hop. Of course we, again, I told you, Jimmy Spicer, Super Rhymes. That's East New York, right? I told you, my pioneer classmates, my hip hop pioneer classmates is Prince Marky D. You understand? Human Beatbox, Cool Rock Ski. Like, man, East New York is not, we not slow leaks to this thing here, right? To what? Bad Boys, Inspector Gadget, and Veronica. Like, this is us coming of age and in it and stat and watching. We seeing Mixed Master Wise and Human, right? Beat Machine. We seeing that on a regular basis. We see Delight and Daddy on a regular. So when you're seeing the image of Planet Rock, and for me, when I'm seeing Renegades of Funk and the imagery in it, I'm like, yo, this is it. I grew up in that. We grew. Not as, listen, not as people who weren't conscious. When you have it in a home, when I'm having to study the degrees in my home, when I'm having to read Huey's books in a home, man, I'm not talking about high school. I'm talking about a kid. 9, 10, 11, 12 years old. I had the type of father, I had to write book reports. I had to quote degrees to him. So when hip hop is representing the way it's representing, I'm all in. I'm all in. Now again, I'm not from the Bronx, so Zulu Nation didn't have that impact and influence over me. But the culture of hip hop and what it is, that's going to, I can't ignore that ever. Ever. I wear that. Because when I was of a particular age as an adolescent, as somebody exploring my world at 15, 16, 17 years, and now I'm in it. Now we're able to articulate with our hands and feet and bodies, and we're moving, and we have a club that we I keep telling y'all, once Union Square, once we had Club Union Square, that was it. The street jam was over, done. And as soon as that was done on the street level, as soon as you couldn't steal electricity power from the street lamps, damn it, we had a club. And I was of age. And now we were on the trains. And now the world got broader. And it got broader because of hip hop. Now I'm moving from East New York. Shit. Damn downtown Brooklyn. Damn Midtown Manhattan, man. We going up to Yonkers. We on the train. We were exploring. We were going to Connecticut. We were moving because this is who we are. This is what we're doing. We're in search. And hip hop made that search grand because we wanted to know who was from over there. What was y'all doing? You dig? What it was about. So for me, years later, decades later, to hear what was going on, let me rephrase it. Somewhere through our adolescence, there was whispers, there was rumors about who he was and what he was doing, all the way in Brooklyn, right? And again, as a young person coming through the mid 80s, if you never been through it, if you never had the experience to know somebody who actually went through some type of abuse like that, you can't contemplate the severity of a victim of that. And I'm telling you, in Brooklyn, we did. I told you before, man, it was, if you could give somebody a doppelganger, we had a basketball coach, Doc Sincere. I told you, guard body, had youth from all over the 5 boroughs, and he went up north for those, it wasn't even allegations. He damaged one of the young players to the point of which Shorty was in a hospital. But you still, as a young person, don't know how severe it is. Because in your youth, you're still trying to understand your world, your language. So even when Doc Sincere went up for that, and that had to be maybe 83, 84, right? You would hear a whisper about, oh yeah, they said Africa Bambaataa, he he did this and did that. So now when we're in the clubs, we're in Union Square, and you get to see individuals and see people for firsthand, right in front of your face. We wow. We young Brooklyn kids, we wow. We not thinking, man, listen, we're enjoying the culture, and we coming to see what's what. On the flip side to that, we're going to 42nd Street. I told y'all before that when we were going past Union Square, and now you're going to Latin Quarter, and then you see in the game room, right, on 47th from Broadway, and the other game room on 45th, and you in it, and you seeing the young boys who are being used as professional little gripper gate boys to these OFAs and that organization, the North American Man Boy Love Association, NAMBLA, and the pamphlets. You laugh at it. You like, what? You still don't understand it. You watching how soft these young boys act, and you're watching the hustle, and you still, it wasn't as in our face as it is today. So you don't focus in on that. You're not pressed because you're not going to be a victim of that, because no one is going to touch you. That was our thing. Because we hunting. We're the hunters. We're coming to take old phase down. Putting ourselves in harm's way as young people, going up into the little, what was the live sex shows and all that, to rob old phase on the stairs. We're not contemplating what's going on upstairs. As long as we know, yo, make sure they security, yeah, because they security be hiding on the top. Make sure they don't grab none of us. We're going to choke these old phase out, get this bread, we gone. You don't think the world was not in our face. It wasn't facing us. That abuse could happen to us like that. So you don't see it. You don't hear it. It is over your head. Like some of y'all, when y'all come to class, it flies over your head. You don't get it. Certain things I say, if it's deep, it flies over a lot of heads. That's what it did, because again, there was a nobody said anything, and those type of abuses were going on in our communities. Those type of abuses was going on in the household. Those type of abuses have consistently been going. This ain't new. Any one of your major religions speak. You understand about it? It's in the Bible. It's in these abuses been going on. Y'all have a whole history of buck breaking. Cool K Kang, much appreciation for the Shrimp Saturday. This is consistent. But when you have something as vibrant, as energetic as the hip hop culture was, and we're getting new ideas, and you're identifying differently with a world that is seeing you now, the image of hip hop changed how the world had to see us. So I'm not looking for that. I'm not thinking about being nobody's victim. I'm not. I ain't looking to be nobody's victim. We're hearing songs that's telling us how to be, telling us what's going on. We going from cracked out, cracked out, masters of ceremony. We're going skinny boys. We're looking. We're steady B. Okay, schooly D. You understand? Huh? We went through a whole phase where UTFO was on top. Today, little brothers. Whistle. We are finding who we are. Frankie Fierce. What's going on? Much appreciation for the war effort. Yes, problems of the world today. We going through all of this transitions from G-Rap. Talking about ain't no smiling on Rikers Island to the bridge and everything. We not looking to be victims. Hip hop changed that shit. We not sitting up in the house talking about my mom's is broke. She can't get nothing. Nah, we going to get it. We going to get it. And when I want people to understand that Bambaataa and the Zulu Nation wasn't a focus in that. Not musically, damn sure not fashion-wise. They was just not that for us. Whatever they was doing in the Bronx, whatever that stamp was up there, they didn't have that influence nowhere else. Nowhere else. That was it. Can't nobody else, unless you from up there, name any other songs in their catalog other than Planet Rock and Renegades of Funk. That was just it. It was the precursor to everything that was to come. It was the spark, right? The videos, the clothes that they wore. If you wasn't God Body or Zulu, many people didn't even identify with it. They just didn't. Not for that impact, and they damn sure wasn't who we were coming to see in Union Square or Latin Quarters. Wasn't. That wasn't their era. That wasn't. We wasn't coming to see that. The first, I keep telling y'all, the very first act in Club Union Square was Rakim. By the time, that's 86. And it had to be May. I always want to say June because I know we graduated, but I think it was May. Because I do recall we still was going to school. We were still going to school. I know when Ra came to Union Square, we was talking about it in school. So it might have been May. Okay? Might have been May. But definitely was that summer. Nobody was coming to see Planet Rock and Band. Maybe they was doing that shit up in the FIFA. But by the time we was doing what we was doing and the renaissance of hip-hop came through, only people we wanted to see from the Bronx was KRS and Ultramagnetic. So it wasn't somewhere where he would come and show up, and I still, even throughout the years, never seen how strong they keep saying Zulu Nation were. I didn't see it. I didn't feel it. I didn't see no impacts of it. It wasn't in my world. It wasn't. We dealing with a whole other different monster in our borough. Damn sure wasn't there. But to set off and to have the culture of the energy remind y'all that what Bam was doing, he extracted from James Brown. A lot of them, and all of them, they extracted from James Brown because that's heavy in the DNA of what hip-hop was as far as the music. You understand? Okay? So hip-hop is that's it. That's here. That's in me. It's the energy. That's it. I'm not going to ever deny it. We're not going to do that. We're not. I'm not. I can't. I'm not going to forget Mel, but he's not. He's not a center. I'm not going to forget Hurt or Flash. I'm not doing that. When we're speaking on Bam, because the question keeps coming in: do we dismiss him, right, or do we dismiss what we know and love about hip hop because of the allegations? And I'm saying that the allegations, and that has nothing to do with the culture and where it moved. And unless we're going to make an attempt to dismiss everything on a whole, because all of them, predominantly all of them, have some bullshit that will turn your stomach. If we're going to deal with Bam like that, then you got to deal with James Brown like that as well. James Brown is the DNA of hip hop. And he was a beast. A beast. Beat Tammy Terrell, and she was a baby. You understand? Terrible individual. Nobody discredited him yet. No one. You understand? Jim Brown too. You there's so many of these people who have become A-list in sports and entertainment that, man, and shit, what about the people that y'all don't know their indiscretions to women and children? You get what I'm saying? So, I was just listening. I'm like, man. So of course I had to listen to Hassan Campbell. I had to. Somebody sent the clip, and I'm like, okay, let me see where he gonna go with it. And you already know I've spoken on him several times. I'm like, man, listen, the two things that you haven't done is what make me look at you side-eyed. You never been an advocate or gotten therapy for what you say transpired, and you never took that man up out of here. You never bust your hammer. So again, I don't know if there's truth or how much truth is his when it comes to that, but I look at his side eye, and I had to listen with a clean ear and look, okay, with clear eyes. Oh, definitely remedial. He's definitely remedial, but in the space, the first thing that I caught is he said, well, what has hip hop done for black people? And I said, whoa, man, hold on. Man. So I said, well, when you say that, and he says, well, what has Bam done for black people? What has hip hop done for black people? And he goes on his little rant. And I'm like, hold on. Without hip hop, there would be no Hassan Campbell. Without hip hop, there would be no Hassan Campbell. None. You wouldn't exist to nobody. You wouldn't have got thawed or nothing. You wouldn't have been the victim you claim you are without hip hop. What has hip hop done for black people? Hip hop changed the image and the vibration of who black people are to the world. Many of you don't remember or recall a world prior to hip hop. You don't. You don't. Many of you don't. Okay? You don't have a clue. If you wasn't running around in pro kids with holes in your jeans where your knee at, if you didn't grow up consistently ashy, you understand? You don't have a clue about life before hip hop. You don't have a clue of what parents went through. You don't have an idea of what it was like to be in school prior to hip hop. You don't. So unless you are able to articulate the world prior to hip hop and after, you can't speak on it. And that goes for many people who are outside of the five boroughs and outside of the tri-state. Again, if the shoe doesn't fit, don't put your fat foot in it. Okay? But out of towners, You don't know hip hop. You don't know the experience of it. You understand? You are articulating it based on what you believe your perception of that energy is. Okay? You haven't bombed the subway. You have no subway. You wasn't getting chased on the tracks in the subway. No park jams. You understand? There's an aesthetic. There's an energy that was around that birthed it. And I don't want you to feel the ways when I'm explaining that to you. You don't know it. You don't. You know, it's like I tell people that they don't know slavery. You don't know the harsh conditions of enslavement. Okay, from the 1700s to the 1819. You don't know what that's like to get whooped. You don't know what it's like to pick cotton. You have no idea. You're making an attempt to place yourself in that space. Like I always tell people, you think you did a bid with me. You didn't. You were supportive. And what I told you was going on behind the wall is what you had to accept as truth. I could have been behind the wall stabbing somebody every day. And when you come on a visit, everything is fine. You don't know it. And it's okay. That is how you make something your own. That is how you make something your own. So when the South, Midwest, when they get upset and we know what it is, we know what it is. No, you don't. Unless you were there, you were living there, you had that aspect and took it back. Okay? But to know it is to live it, to be right there in the pocket. And I'm gonna keep it 1,000. A lot of people from outside of the Bronx had to go up there to bring it back. And I'm talking about the culture as a whole. We're talking about the graph. We're talking about the b-boy. We're talking about it as a whole. We're not talking about bits and pieces. We're not talking about just one segment, just MCing or just DJing. We're talking about when they coined it and had the 5 elements there. Okay? They have no idea of what it is and what it was. But at the time, when it was bubbling and coming through, the world had no choice. We gave it no choice. The world had no choice but to look at our black faces and bodies different. That's what hip hop did for black people and for the world globally to this day. That's what hip hop did for black people. You wouldn't have had nothing. You wouldn't have had an Obama. You wouldn't have had none of that if it weren't for hip hop. Hip hop is what came after the Black Panthers, after the BLA, okay? After the Nation of Gods and Earths. It came with a universal understanding, a divine intelligence, and a supreme energy. That's what hip hop gave to black people. Now, what is become through people who have been bastards in it does not take away that truth that the world had to step up and look at us very differently. Because we weren't the kids of the 60s and the 70s. Nah. By the time the renaissance of hip-hop came in from 85 to 88, 89, the world had to look at us very differently. I was there. I'm telling you, somebody that was there. Ain't nobody give a damn about no little black kids. The best of the best of the black kids, the image that you had of black children before hip hop was Michael Jackson, Jackson 5, and Rodney Allen Rippey. Ain't nobody give a damn about nothing we was doing in them hoods. Nothing. Okay? Hip hop made them take notice. So, oh no, these people are intelligent. And we shook up the world. So when you got somebody that's ignorant and that is traumatized and, basically upset because he got died, we not trying to hear that. I'm not going to hear that. I don't give a damn about none of that because it's ignorant for us to even think of dismissing hip hop. Okay? That's what it contributed to the black community and globally. The image of the black man had to shift, where you may have been able, because you destroyed what was left of the Black Panther Party when you murdered, assassinated, and imprisoned the Black Liberation Army, the republics of New Africa, and where you could, again, because of whatever reasons, didn't have to feel threatened by the Nation of Islam. Hip hop shifted that. It shifted it. It said, oh no, hold on. This is a different generation. This is a different generation. You dig? Now, I don't know about the victims. I just don't. I'm gonna be honest. I never cared to, because I'm not somebody who is that empathetic to victims. I never been. That's not in me. I was raised to be a soldier. I was. I'm empathetic to women and children. Victimizing a grown ass man, a teenager. So I don't know how many people it happened to under that man's watch. But when this man says thousands, he said thousands. He said Bam violated thousands of kids. And I know there's been a documentary, but I'm trying to figure out thousands of kids and so few. When this day and time came forward, I'm trying to figure, where's the surviving of Bambaataa? Where's that at? You understand? Where's that at? Because we're too far gone. Now it's 2026. If I wanted to look up how many people George Washington had as slaves and his treatment of them, that's all over the place. If I wanted to look up Abraham Lincoln, Grant, all the people that's on your money, Jackson, who y'all still sit in the pocket of and follow their doctrines blindly. None of y'all canceled none of them. You understand? None of y'all canceled them at all. Y'all follow them. Y'all sit there and talk about my rights. Y'all say, I got a right. Because the Constitution, when the Constitution itself was drafted up by these same type of individuals, damn, dying somebody, they was brutally rearranging grippers of anybody on a plantation, anybody working in a house. But y'all follow the Constitution. Y'all follow the Bill of Rights. Y'all don't go against the grain. Y'all patriotic. So I'm trying to figure this shit out. You can't have selective rage when it comes to what y'all said Bam was doing. Can't. To the point of which you're going to dismiss the culture of hip hop. That seems idiotic. That seems idiotic. So I'm listening and I'm saying, man, this dude he done lost his mind. So he says, let me quote, he said, who thinks getting straight is funny? He said, because people made a mockery of him. Right? People made a mockery of him getting straight. And he said, it's not even funny in jail when grown men go through that. And I'm like, this is where this social media shit get wild because people believe it. People run with it and come to him and support him as a victim in this shit. And I'm like, who think it's funny? I said, it's obvious people believe it's funny. The Boondocks thought it was funny, right? A lot of people thought it was funny before that. When Fleece Johnson, the booty warrior, was on the initial television show. People thought it was hilarious to the point in which he should have been forgot about because that show wasn't even on TV no more by the time the Boondocks put that character in there and he came home. And y'all been laughing at him to this day. Yeah. Who thinks it's funny in jail that a man is getting scraped up? The dudes is doing it. The population that finds out what happened to him. So don't come on social media talking reckless and capping. A lot of people think it's funny. And they just do. I've seen people think that what's happening to the Palestinians is funny. So it just, again, when when you ask me to say certain shit and speak on certain things, I gotta be honest. If it's not a teachable moment, I kind of shift. It's like, I even heard Willie D had a lot to say about Bambaataa. But of course, I couldn't watch. Why? Because you got to be a subscriber to catch that. You got to pay to catch that. You dig? This is what this shit becomes. And I'm like, man, when I'm talking, I'm talking. If somebody funds the war effort, they fund it. But this shit ain't mine, nor is the information. But when I said that years ago, people didn't understand what I was saying. When I said it years ago on Sonetta joint, when I said it on Queen's Flip joint, y'all was like, what is he saying? When I'm telling you that the information should not be for sale. Not when it's information that could liberate people. People didn't get it. When I call them people poverty pimps, when I said they were merchants, information merchants, to put themselves in a pedestal, they didn't get it. So now when I'm trying to see people, yo, Willie D went in on Bam. You gotta hear it. I go to the YouTube and it blank screen. Only for subscribers. Only for what? You understand? This is a game. Molly, much appreciation for the war effort. Ghoster, much appreciation. This is a game for them, and I don't play. And I appreciated Black Dot so much in that, man. That was a mean piece. That was a mean commentary on it, man. And I feel him when he say that, yo, he don't mess with none of it because they all full of shit. Any organizations, any institutions, because they become cultish and they don't stand for nothing. And there'll be a lot of gray areas. You understand? But you can't dismiss hip hop. I mean, you could. That's on you. But because of what he did, you don't know what Herc did if he did anything. You don't know because we didn't hear it. You don't know what Flash or any of them did. You don't know. You may pick something that you feel is so heinous. But again, you have to separate. I keep telling you that energy, the vibration of what hip hop is, or anything, whether it's R&B, any type of entertainment. I don't care if it's acting. The art is what the art is. The creative is what the creative brought forth. Personally, that person could be a bastard. I see y'all fawning over women, and them broads will serve your ass up to master. Them same broads, A-list actresses and shit like that, you not in a mix. Don't you know they'll blow your head off, so master tell them to get that check? And they saying, yeah, we got your residual check here. Yeah, $2 million for your last 3 films. But we got this nigga that come on. He's on social media. And we've seen he liked quite a few of your posts. Knock him off when we give you this check. As a matter of fact, bring him to us. And these same black up face people will serve you up. You think they didn't use them to get to Malcolm? You think they didn't use them to get to Muhammad Ali? You think they didn't use them to get to Huey P. Newton? That's who they are. Entertainers and musicians. Your local news correspondent. That bitch will blow your head off, man. That's what y'all miss when you don't do the knowledge to this, when you really don't have a concept of what oppression is, when you don't really have a concept of what capitalism is and how that greed, when you don't have a true understanding of the damage that was done under chattel slavery, the enslavement of scientists and doctors and warriors. You don't understand that. You're playing with it because you still acknowledge them as an authority over you. That was beat into you severely. And until you get that shit up out of your skull and out of your heart, you're not gonna fully understand the blessing that hip hop was and is. You're gonna keep playing with it. And anytime somebody misrepresented, anytime you get a booty hole brown, anytime you get one of them fool ass dudes like that broccoli dude and all that shit, you're gonna blame the entire culture. As if you don't know the truth. Your lack of belief in self will have you dismissing your own children. It's like, come on, man. So he's an imbecile. Huh. It's just, but again, and I want to concur and I want to echo Black Dot is when he says that he hopes that the alleged victims get a space where they can heal. You dig? And for me it's difficult because I told you I don't believe in that. I don't believe that you're just going to heal. I believe you got to get yours back. It got to be a get back. I just want to believe in the reparations kick. Nah, get it in blood. You took that. My ancestors did what? They had to do what? You forced them to do what? They did. They hung. You ripped out babies. You can't pay me for that. You broke the scientific chain of our people. You think, nah. Y'all got to go. So again, when people are in a space where they need healing because they were brutalized, traumatized, I don't see that. The only healing I see is, we got to get that back. So again, if you looking for it to come from me, nah. I don't feel no empathy for no goddamn shots on Campbell who would sit here and consistently flip flop and then go back and forth on whether or not what has hip hop done for black people? Really? Yeah, okay. What up, E Brown? Yeah, well, okay. Wouldn't be no hip hop. Wouldn't be no way for us to move without hip hop. You dig what I'm saying? And it damn sure wouldn't be you. It wouldn't be you. Would be no Hassan. Would be none of this YouTube shit. None of it. None of it. All of this that we sitting in a pocket on right now, today, is because of the manifestation of hip hop. Because people that came from those impoverished conditions found a way to speak, found an energy. Much appreciation, Chef Corby, Chef. The church today is hip hop, very much so. There's nothing that you see. You can point to anything. I see hip hop on The View. I was watching a repeat of The View today. And one of the most conservative white chicks on it told me she dated a black dude when she first got to New York, a older black man. And the slang terminology that the Spanish broad uses, that's all hip hop. And the beef. Oh, you have a beef? What are you talking about? In the news. From here that I just came back from the South. News correspondents using hip hop language and terminology. Nothing. The world today. Listen, man. I do you one better, yo. I do you one better. Hold on to your goddamn hat. Yeah. Pull your britches up a little bit before they fall. You know what hip hop has done for black people? And I'm going to say for the world, period. Gangnam Style. This Korean motherfucker is wealthy beyond his imagination. If it wasn't for hip hop, you wouldn't have no damn Gangnam Style. That shit runs the numbers on YouTube. Who you think that is? You think that's Korean energy? No, it's real talk. You think Gangnam Style is Korean energy? You think that performance is Korean? That's an Asian performance? He went in the studio and said, we're going to use our culture. Okay? He went in there thinking that he can imitate melanated people. And he's going to dance like a melanated person. The track is going to be a melanated track. His presentation, his posture is all hip hop. But because the world looked at him and seen that he was an Asian person in a hip hop energy, that shit sold millions of records, billions of views on social media. Do you understand? That don't happen without a Planet Rock. That don't happen without an MC Hammer. That shit don't happen without a Flavor Flav. His whole energy he ripped off from hip hop. Gangnam style, nigga. Yeah. That's what hip hop has done for the world and the black community. Now, if you weren't intelligent enough to capitalize up off of it, if you allow the institution to enslave you and give you slave wages and 360 deals and all this other shit that has become, that is your fault. That is our fault. Because the commercialization of it did something different. But that don't sit with Bam. That don't sit with Herc. That don't sit with Flash. That don't sit with none of the pioneers. You understand? That don't even sit with us as the fans who had really no knowledge of the business. There were people who were instrumental in the taking that culture, putting it into a commercial space, and here we are today. But you could only have intelligent conversation with intelligent people. Thanks, Hannibal. And I definitely wanted to mention that. Like, I don't see anybody asking Fab Five Freddy about Bam. I don't see that. Why y'all not asking him? Why is he not the voice? Why is he not a recognized pioneer? Because again, he chose to be apolitical, not give you truth. Or people not listening. So that's my take on it, yo. Again, I could care less about Bam. I really can. It wouldn't have been none of us in East New York. We'd have clapped him. That's just it. It wouldn't have been no. He wouldn't have had to wait till now to transition. Yeah, we'd have offed him. Damn whatever he was the founder of. And that's just for real. Wouldn't have played with him. So it is what it is at this point. He's gone. Whatever his legacy is going to be, is going to be. But I'm not going to diminish hip hop because of that. When I know that y'all don't diminish nobody else. Again, y'all don't diminish the forefathers. Y'all run around with a whole bunch of money in your pocket. Y'all don't diminish the Constitution or the Bill of Rights. Y'all don't diminish none of that shit. It's all good. And they were way worse than Bam. Way worse. Way worse. And you shouldn't have no compassion for them because they ain't even your people. I can see people hesitating a little bit and being confused on whether or not they should unalive Bam. You dig what I'm saying? Because again, that's what they do. Sometimes that evil spirit is in your own people, so you hesitate, right? I was trained differently when I seen drug dealers. Yeah, big time. Yeah. But I was trained to go right at them. You black, blue, purple, whatever. You harming my people. I'll take you up off of here if I catch you slipping. That's just how we work. You understand? Other people hesitate. They still got love for these black demons that destroyed kids, that destroyed mothers, that destroyed elders. So I can see people hesitating on that. Why y'all hesitating on these old phase? Why y'all build what y'all deem successful around what the old faith value? Y'all don't do nothing to them. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all rock with that. You can't be upset with Bam when y'all watching old phase on the news take people's houses, take their deeds, and y'all ain't unaliving them. Come on, what are we doing here? All that bent up rage and everything that we going through or have been through is because of these old phase? So miss me with the selective rage. For real. For real. For real. You got God, keep it moving. Okay? Now, speaking of dying people and being real freaky and doing a whole lot of wild stuff to black bodies, Diesel Diddy. Yeah, Diesel Diddy. I keep telling y'all. Y'all heard it here first. Diesel Diddy. Yeah, on his way home. We miscalculated, y'all. First we said Christmas, because that's what he was trying to shoot for, right? Then I said, nah, maybe Easter. We just missed Easter. Yeah. However, you can't count old Bliz out yet, because I told y'all, Diesel Diddy coming home. Now, y'all got to give me props for whenever it is, whether it's next week, whether it's the summertime. And he ain't doing all that time. Yeah. That's all I'm saying. And I'm saying that some of them, yeah, because you notice every time he put an appeal or anytime some type of legal paperwork in, all them people that was shouting about him get real quiet. They get real quiet because see, they don't know when he coming home, but they know he coming home. See, there was a thought, right? They put that shit in there, 30 years. He's facing 30 years and he might not come home. Okay? Now we know he definitely got a date. 2028. This is 2026. Okay? So whether he come home tomorrow, well, not tomorrow, because tomorrow's Saturday. Whether he come home Monday, or whether he come home June, or whether he come home Labor Day, man, Diesel Diddy's on the countdown. And I want to see all those people who was talking real greasy. Yeah, hold it down. Don't, man, listen. I keep telling y'all, watch they face when they ace. Watch they face when they ace. That's all I got to say. So check it now. He put in his appeal. He put in his appeal. First, let's catch y'all up. Combs, Sean Diesel Diddy Combs is serving a 50-month sentence with release set for 2028. Hip-hop mogul, and they didn't take that title away. Hip-hop mogul was convicted by jury in New York last year. His lawyers say judge erred in considering abuse evidence. Okay, check it out now. April 9th, New York. A U.S. appeals court appeared divided on Thursday about a bid by Sean Diesel Diddy Combs to overturn the hip-hop mogul's prison sentence over prostitution charges in a case that raises novel legal questions about how judges consider conduct for which a defendant has been acquitted in determining a punishment. That's mean legal jargon there. Ooh, that's mean legal jargon there. Y'all still with me? Yeah. Hit that war effort if y'all still with me. It's 137 in the building. Much appreciation for y'all. Boy, this is 1:30 in the morning. Boy, I got 137 people. Yeah, let's get to class, goddammit. Let's go. A 3-judge panel of the Manhattan-based 2nd U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals heard arguments in Combs' request to overturn his 2025 conviction and the sentence of 4 years and 2 months given by U.S. District Judge Arun Subramanian or Subramanian. Yeah, okay. The arguments focused on the defense argument that the judge improperly considered evidence that Combs had threatened former girlfriends when determining the sentence last year. That's a little interesting. He trying to get out on that. See, and these are the type of issues that you raise on appeal that people don't even, don't even look for. Right? That's how I got my appeal. Technicality. They did something stupid at trial. Okay? Diesel Diddy. Countdown to Diesel Diddy. I want y'all to start a pool now. Whether it's going to be April, May, or June. Yeah, start a pool. Diesel Diddy. Yeah. Let's continue. The U.S. District Judge rejected those arguments and handed down a 50-month sentence, saying Combs was able to get away with violent and abusive conduct for years. The court is not assured that if released, these crimes would not be committed again, said the judge, who added that a lengthy sentence was needed to send a message to abusers and victims alike that exploitation and violence against women is met with real accountability. So that's why he got the 50 months. Remember, the lawyers was asking for time served. He was asking for time served. And so was his family. Everybody was trying to get him home. Right? Let's continue. After spending about 14 months in the federal jail in Brooklyn, ahead of his trial and sentencing, Combs has been serving his sentence at the federal prison in Fort Dix, New Jersey. In addition to having those 14 months taken off of his overall sentence, Combs is also likely eligible for a reduction in his sentence under the First Step Act and by participating in a drug rehabilitation program. So he's still getting short. Okay, he's still getting short now. Okay? So even if this appeal don't go through, he's still doing what he has to do. Boy, I sure fabulous. You know, Diddy coming home. I hope you are strong enough when he asks you about that party. Yeah. Your Big Gene. Yeah. Yeah, the Puffster. Diesel Diddy on his way home. Don't cry like you cried on my little cousin in them case. Yeah, when you testified that they beat you in the head with the gun and you start crying and you sent my little cousin in them to jail. Yeah, don't cry when Diesel Diddy come home. No, I'm not chilling. Y'all think this big doofus ass punk is a gangster. He cried on stand and gave a victim impact statement to get them little dudes almost 20 years apiece. So, yeah, don't cry when Diesel Diddy come home. It's a whole lot. Yeah, a whole lot of people. I want to see them stand tall. Let's continue. Combs' lawyers also asked the court to throw out the conviction altogether, arguing the prostitution at the center of his case was part of an effort to make typical amateur bubbles, right? That's what we call them books or them films, bubbles, right? Yeah, like you call the magazine short eyes. Yeah. Amateur porn is bubbles. So Diddy said he was making bubbles. He wasn't he said he was just making a film. Let's go. These encounters were highly choreographed performances involving costumes, lighting, and other staged effects. God damn it. Combs and his girlfriends often watched the films together. Such conduct is protected by the First Amendment, his lawyers have argued. See where he going with this? He's a bastard. He said we was making bubbles. That's what we was making. We was making, it's a bubble. We was making films. That ain't what you really seen, Your Honor. We was making films. Man, that's crazy. He was abused. So what about the men? That's why I keep telling y'all, if the men don't come forward in the buff the case, they're not, these women, they don't care about. You need a man to go up in there and say, yeah, Your Honor. Yeah. Diddy did my grippers dirty. Dastardly. And Your Honor, I want him in jail. That's the only way you're going to get the puffster. Check it out. Prosecutors have told the court the transportation of S across state lines is not inherently expressive conduct protected under the First Amendment. But that's two different things. I'm telling you, that's two different things. What they arguing and what the prosecutors is trying to counter with is two different things. We gonna see. Look, Combs' intent to watch the S sessions live cannot bring his interstate transportation of others to have S for money within the First Amendment's protection. Were it otherwise, any defendant who transported others to engage in prostitution could escape liability simply by watching or filming the act, the prosecutors put in their brief. Boy, they getting real legal. They're getting real legal with the language. I want to watch this shit. Grand Rising, what's going on, Fred? Man, listen, you know the legal stuff I'm all about. Yeah, I'm all about. Yeah, cause them honey buns, I won those in the back. Yeah. Yeah, so homie had to bring it to my cell to pay his debt. Yeah. He bet me that Floyd Mayweather wasn't broke. Yeah. So now he got to pay me in honey buns, and now he broke. Yeah, cause Floyd is broke. So don't worry about them honey buns, man. My cell is, my cell is. Next thing you're gonna see a bunch of cosmetics. Don't worry about that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, don't worry about that. All right. Check it. Judge M. Miller Baker, a member of the Second Circuit panel, appeared sympathetic toward the defense arguments, noting that prosecutors did not emphasize the Mann Act charges at trial. It was just a sideshow, the judge said. Why shouldn't we hold you to what you argued to the jury? That's what he's asking them. Now look, Judge Williams, Nardini, and Sarah Merriam, the panel's two other members, appeared more skeptical of the defense arguments, but also asked probing questions. Nardini said the case raises questions that have not yet been considered by any U.S. appeals court. So that means that this decision is going to set precedents. This is an exceptionally difficult case. Boy, when you got exceptionally difficult, that means somebody might be home. Okay? Combs has acknowledged abusing his former girlfriends, but he has said incidents of what he called domestic violence were separate from the S performances at issue in this case, which he said were consensual. God damn it, boy, they slick. They slick with that legal language. Yeah. Oh, it's going down. Listen, I just hope none of y'all want to be rap stars and have to go. Yeah, man, because man, Diesel Diddy, I told y'all he gonna be on the tip. He gonna be on the tip when he come home, and all he gonna want is grippers. Excuse me, because you know the feds ain't no conjugal visits. No, ain't no conjugal visits in the feds. So you done locked the man up like him, like the puffster? Oh man, when he come home, if you got any young people with demos and trying to get in the business, listen, make sure they stay far from him. Stay far from him. Any of you that he has y'all indebted to him, you better run. You better run. You better run. I heard he lifting up everything in the yard. Talking about can't stop, won't stop. Bad boy for life. He coming home strong. Watch it, y'all. Diesel Diddy. Watch it. Oh, yeah. He gonna bust Fat Joe grippers. Yeah. He gonna bust Fat Joe grippers. Damn. Yeah. That's why they all on social media now. They trying to get that money. Because they know when he come home, you got to go through him. You got to go through him. It's going to be a terrible situation. Okay. Let's go on. Then why we on this? Everything we dealt with is legal today. This should have been a law class. But, it's late. We ain't come on till midnight. My brain is scattered. I still got highway on me. It is what it is. Jam Master J. Many of y'all might have missed this because y'all didn't send it to me. Yeah, y'all didn't send it to me. I mean, maybe one or two of y'all sent it to me, but I was on this and I was waiting to hear another case. I didn't hear a peep from this. This is major. What the fuck happened? Nobody want to speak on this? Why? Why? Why isn't this viral all over? Y'all didn't love Jam Master J? Y'all didn't love Jay? Come on, man. Check it out. Check this out. One of Jam Master J's accused and convicted killers may be on his way home. May be on his way home. Okay? Now, I haven't heard a peep from Queens. I heard a peep from a place called Queens. On Monday, a judge approved Jordan, right? Jordan is one of Jam Master Jay's convicted killers, right? $1 million bond package, finding that he does not pose a flight risk or a danger to the community. Okay? And the judge wasn't aware of any violent incidents during Jordan's 5 years in federal detention. Notwithstanding, Mr. Jordan was the victim of a violent attack, she said, referencing a 2025 incident in which Jordan was hit up 18 times by an inmate at Brooklyn's Metropolitan Detention Center. Yeah, now homie got hit up. Decent too. But we know his conviction was overturned. Were y'all aware of that? Yeah, one of Jam Master Jay's accused and convicted for his unalivement got an appeal. Conviction overturned. Now he's asking for an appeal bail. He asked for appeal bail and, okay, and because he was granted an appeal bail, people believing that he's getting out. I beg to differ. I had an appeal bail too. And my ass ain't go nowhere. I sat on Rikers Island for 2 damn years. Okay? While my case was in the Court of Appeals. Yeah. Okay? Still, the judge issued a warning to Jordan, urging him not to make her regret her decision by breaking the law or ditching future court dates. Because they had a bail hearing for him. They granted him a bail. They put it together, and his family and friends and whoever was supporting him said, okay, we got this bread. Okay? When she was speaking not only to him in court, but to his family and supporters. She said, bond is about you giving me your word. And to that, Jordan said, you have my word. The judge then turned to the 3 rows of Jordan supporters in the courtroom, many of them among the 17 friends and family members backing his 7-figure bond. 2 are putting up their homes, while others offered their modest salaries, the judge said. If Mr. Jordan proves me wrong, I will not hesitate in the least to ensure that the government acts on the collateral in his bond package. Judge said, you all know I don't play. We all understand? And everybody said, yeah. So that means he acts stupid. Y'all losing your cribs and your salaries at work that you putting up for this man. Okay? Now, wait a minute, Mr. Woman, wait a minute. All right, I don't know about these kids. I don't. And he ain't no kid. He's younger than me, but check it. Let's go now. Jordan, who was Jam Master Jay, who was Jason Mizell's godson, okay, is still behind bars for the time being. The judge stayed her order until Friday, which is today or yesterday, to give the government the chance to appeal the ruling to the Second Circuit. If prosecutors don't challenge the order, Jordan could be freed by the end of the week. So they appealing everything. Okay? At a 5-week trial in 2024, prosecutors argued that Jordan, upset he was being cut out of a $200,000 drug deal, fired the bullet that unalived Jam Master Jay at a Queens recording studio. The man charged along him for the murder, Ronald Washington, a close friend to Jam Master Jay, stood by the door and ordered Jam Master Jay's manager to the ground at gunpoint. Washington, who was tried and convicted with Jordan, remains jailed for JMJ's murder. His conviction still stands. But the trigger man, the alleged trigger man, he got an appeal. Man, that's deep. That's deep. Prosecutors had claimed that JMJ was in the process of setting up Jordan and Washington to sell DRUGSs outside of Baltimore before the plan went awry and the two men plotted to unalive Jay instead. Excuse me. But in her ruling last year, she ruled that the government failed to connect the dots between Jordan's supposed involvement in narco trafficking and JMJ's clapping. So she's saying that they didn't prove that. That they didn't prove the motive for him doing that. That's deep. That's deep, man. That's deep. That's deep. Like, this man lost his life at the hands of these individuals. And you saying a technicality like that is what got him? Man, check it. In this case, there is simply no evidence suggesting that Jordan felt cheated by the failure of the Baltimore deal. This is the judge now. Was disappointed by the proceeds he received from the conspiracy, or sought to steal cocaine from JMJ, much less motivated to unalive JMJ because of these reasons. And they letting it be known that this is a Barack Obama appointee. This Judge Hall, is a Barack Obama appointee. Okay? At trial, the prosecutors claimed that Washington and Jordan both confessed to doing Jam Master Jay. According to witness testimony, both men discussed being involved in JMJ's shooting while they were in prison. Jordan's former roommate also testified that he overheard Jordan tell a friend, "If I got to unalive him, I'll do it again." Jordan still faces up to 15 years in prison for outstanding drug charges related to the incident, for which he is yet to be tried. So I don't think he'll be home, being that he still got another issue going on, and that this is a very, very, very heinous case. You dig? This is a heinous case. They have to give bail. People always cringe when I say that, but that's the law. Everybody is afforded a bail. Now, if they put your shit way up there and you still get it, that's the system. That's how it is. But it's real funny because they could just be playing with them. Yeah, because if you got something else going on, they're not going to free you. Okay? Wow. Wow. Mr. Warbucks, we gonna get into that, man. We do that on IG. I heard some to that effect, but I didn't know how truthful it was. I really didn't. I really didn't. I met Jay several times. He never seemed like that to me. I wouldn't have thought he was in it, but I tell you, a lot of people do a lot of different things. A lot of people do a lot of different things. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to figure out where's the justice. And that's for real. That's for real. Again, Jay, the DJ, Jay, the artist, is different, very different from Jay, the person, which we didn't know. Many of us didn't know. Closest I knew of them was Ronnie Ray, and they had another cousin in Linden, and he looked just like Jay. He used to wear the hats and all that. And he used to be on the road with them and doing security and road managing. He lived right in Linden, right in the next building. And that was it, other than seeing them on, at shows and stuff like that. But Jay seemed cool as hell. If he was in the mix doing some things and got tripped up with these dudes, you did? Yeah. We ain't worried about no paperwork. That shit, listen, I get so sick of people talking about that shit as if that's the golden grail of a snitch, of a rat. People snitch and tell and rat all day. And just because they didn't testify in court, you don't get the paperwork. Especially if whoever's being charged cops out, you'll never see paperwork. Ever. So that ain't the golden grail. It sound good. It's a boom, nail in somebody's coffin if you got the paperwork, but man, please. Niggas tell every day. Every day. And if somebody don't cop out, somebody don't go to trial and they cop out, we'll never see it. Never see it. I know a lot of rats running around. I've seen a lot of rats. I done watched some dudes go up in spaces ratting. Streets still love them. They act like they didn't do nothing. It is what it is. It is what it is. Now, in all this, yeah, I always say, where's the justice? Like, they did Dirt J so dirty. Dirty. That was dirty. That was dirty. So, we'll see. But that, ain't nobody was talking about it. I just said, I want to figure this out. Like, did my class know that this took place? That this man got an appeal and got an appeal bail? Shit. Y'all knew that? I don't know. Before we go, because we've been here 2 hours, it's 2 a.m. West Coast. Y'all loving it. Overseas, y'all loving it. Brooklyn, we tired. We about to go to sleep. What the hell they doing? But yeah, and I gotta get all this. When you go to funerals and you around a bunch of women folk and they want to love on you and want to thank you for the support, you get all type of I got perfume here, I got cologne here, I get hugging and loving, I get all that, so I gotta get all that off. But before we go, some was overshadowed by all of the things that went on this week. The damn rocket ship shit coming back. The ceasefire bullshit, the gas prices, Somebody got clapped at a funeral today in Queens. Aired out at the funeral. Okay? Aired out. We gotta speak about another hip hop pioneer real quick, right? Because she was out of, most people's era. Most people have very limited information on her talent and what they gave and what she gave to the culture, hip hop. Okay, Gwendolyn Blondie Chisolm of the pioneering hip hop group The Sequence has passed away at the age of 66. Okay, the news, came from her group mate Cheryl the Pearl Cook, who shared the news of her death on social media. The Pearl said, "Today I'm hurting because my sister Blondie has passed. I'm going to miss you and Angie. I'm so in shock. Just talk to you. Love both of you. Until we meet again, R.I.P." Cook wrote, referencing the group's third member, Angie Stone, who died in a car accident last year. Okay? Following news of Blondie's death, the Furious Five shared a message honoring her legacy, writing, "Forever iconic pioneer of the sequence, may Blondie rest in love and peace." Leland Robinson of Sugar Hill Records also paid tribute. "We are deeply saddened by the passing of Blondie, whose voice and vision helped shape the very spirit of Sugar Hill Records. Blondie was more than a member of the first all-female rap group. She was a storyteller, a trailblazer, and a source of inspiration to everyone who had the privilege of working with her." According to sources at the time of her death, Blondie was completing her memoir and collaborating with Nashville's National Museum of African American Music to present a permanent exhibit spotlighting the sequence's iconic legacy. Okay, now, the loss marks another chapter in the legacy of one of rap's most important groups. The Sequence formed in Columbia, South Carolina back in 1979 when the members were just teenagers looking to make their mark on music. Okay? Alongside Blondie and Cheryl, the group included Angie B., who later became known as Angie Stone and built a massive career in neo soul and R&B. The three women didn't just make music together, they rewrote the entire history of hip hop by becoming the first all-female rap group to get signed to a major deal. Okay? Man. No cause of death has yet been revealed by her reps. However, it's reported that Blondie died in Atlanta following a brief illness. Okay, so if you remember the song, we're gonna funk you right on up, gonna funk you right on up, right? That's what was their most commercially successful record, and that was sampled by everybody. De La, Dr. Dre, Erykah Badu, Katy Perry, In Vogue, Beastie Boys, Mac Dre. The list goes on and on. So we send our condolences to the Chisolm family, to Cheryl, the Pearl, right, for giving her strength and healing as she grieves another friend and bandmate. And like I'm saying, when we say educate, when we say teachable moments, we have to pull back and can't keep reflecting on the negative. Keep getting caught up in the gossip and the sensual. You know what I'm saying? Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm tired. The overhyped, sensationalized titles and subjects. You dig? And you know, look at everything around us. We supposed to be acknowledging this great woman, but we focusing on two of these dastardly gripper gate dudes, right? Diesel, Diddy, and Bam. So let's go into her history. Let's listen to her songs and recognize the impact that she had on the culture. You dig? Let's do that. All right. What's that? Bliz, do you know or have you ever met Big L? No, didn't know Big L. I met him when we were moving AZ. I'm talking about rapper AZ. When we was moving AZ from East New York to Harlem, we moved on Big L's block. He actually lived on Big L's block. Or was it down the block, around the corner? But he was right there. He was on the block. Moved AZ and his family up there. We met Big L that day, and I believe I met him again not too long after that. You know, my co-defendant and them is right in that area, right? Lennox in the 130, 8th, 39th, 40th, 41st, second, that whole little space in Harlem. But no, I didn't get to know him. Wasn't a fan. I'm telling y'all, I always tell y'all that I'm not a fan of him. I appreciate certain moments that he had as a lyricist, but I wasn't a fan. I didn't like the voice. I didn't like the delivery. I mean, we had Lord Finesse. I really believed that he was just a junior Lord Finesse. I, didn't. I will tell you one thing though. On that freestyle when it was him and Jay, he ate Jay up on that shit. That was early Jay. And I'm telling you, I heard that. I listened to that intensely not too long ago. Big L, we, yeah. He had his moments and all that. And like I told you before, the last facility I was in, the facility I eventually released from when I was moving in transit, when I got to that facility, Big L's brother was actually leaving. So I'm pulling up in the van in shackles and all that, and he is in street clothes leaving. That's when he left with them. At the time they had the big leather jackets with all the sports teams and shit. Haven't seen. I was in the mountains. I'm like, damn, what's that shit he got on? Had leather with all the sports logos. He went home in one of them jackets. So I didn't even get to really meet him. I heard of him when he left the space. And then we know the rest. Subsequently, he was unalived. That is the tragedy of who we are when it comes to our people. We're very, very, very unique up until this point. A very unique history up until this point. It wasn't a starter jacket. It was a leather. Unless y'all telling me that starter made it, it was a leather. that had all the different team logos, boom, boom, all over. I'm like, whoa, that shit is mean. When I started making leather jackets, I wouldn't wear it, but it was decent because that's what he wanted, you know? Who's Jeff Hamilton? That's the name of the jacket? Or that's the name of the designer? But anyway, it's 2 o'clock in the AM. I holler at y'all and I holler unless y'all got something for me on this Shrimp Saturday. Oh, that's a that's a Buchanan. Oh, okay. Well, that's what he went home, man. Got you. That's a person. Okay. Got you. I don't know. And how long did that trend last? Cause that when I got to that spot, that was 2002. And I didn't see that. Like by the time I came home, I wasn't seeing people wearing that. So that must have been like a quick flash in the pan trend. You know? And again, he went home, like many others do. I'm telling you, it's not always the big. It's the mentality, it's the growth point. It's the knowing that I was here and then I'm over here. Right? It's a lot with our people, man. It's not that you've been, you know, in the street mentality for the majority of your adolescence to your young adult life. It's that you stay in it. It's I keep telling y'all, we got a lot of work to do. We have a lot of work to do, and I hope y'all here working with me. But yeah, we gotta shut it down. We have to shut it down. I'm so glad we had this time together. You dig? Yeah, much appreciation to my classroom assistants for holding it down. You understand? Coming through. Remember, don't believe in me, believe in my belief in you. You got it. You can get through any of this. Just have to stay disciplined and stay focused. You understand? Stay disciplined, stay focused, believe in self, get the knowledge of self, put things in the simplest, break it down to the simplest term. And you got it. Make sure you get back to class with all 10 fingers and 10 toes. Bring people to class, y'all. That's what you gotta do. Bring people to class. Okay? To those who funded the war effort, to those who funded Fish Friday, to those who funded Shrimp Saturday. Much appreciation to y'all. You dig? To those who, are well wishers and keeping me energized. Much appreciation to y'all. Make sure you come back to class with all 10 fingers and 10 toes. You dig? And help somebody. That's what you do. Help somebody. Have that energy. Start doing it. We got to manifest. Just the way we brought hip hop in, we have to manifest our liberation. We got to speak liberation. We got to walk liberation. We have to build people who are soldiers, militants, who won't stop at anything but liberation. That's what y'all do to anything else. Y'all want to hustle. Y'all put all your energy into hustling. You understand? You want to bag these little musty box ass girls. You put all your energy into that. Right? We wanted hip hop here. So we put all our energy in it, manifest. We made the world bow down to it. Now let's get liberated. Let's push for liberation. You dig? Put all our energy behind that. Get away from these old phase stomp a mud hole in their ass, and really start living our potential to be greater as beings. If I going around the moon, what the hell he gonna come back and tell us that's gonna get us liberated? Unless he went up there and got some special goddamn space rock that we could use to knock these goddamn OFAs on their ass. Fuck you go up there for? You understand? And stop settling for the bullshit and get some quality, tangible provisions from these individuals. You dig? I see you, Tay. Much appreciation for coming through and holding it down. Again, we here. I'm back in the town. We trying to get back on our regularly scheduled program. Okay? It's been nice to see you with me. So let's make the most of this beautiful day. Will you be mine? Will you be mine? Please be my neighbor. Yeah, take y'all ass to bed. In 55 game. Get y'all grades up.